Hello and welcome to the Treasured Page podcast. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. Well, we are going to have a lot of fun in this series talking about junk journaling and slowing down, the art of slowing down. What is that? How can you do that? Why would you want to do that? Well, if you're a creative person, the art of slowing down and making time for you is huge. It's really important. It's something that you have got all these things going on in your life. You've got information coming at you at all times. We all have. And to carve a little moment in your world to just make time for you is important. And there are many things that you can fill that free time with. You could watch a film, you could go for a walk, you could go to a restaurant, you could meet up with friends, you could do some form of a hobby. Well, if a creative task is a hobby for you, and if you like getting involved in painting and art and crafting, and you'd like to turn your hand to journaling, or even if you've been journaling for years, consider creative journaling as a way to spend time with you, important time with you, time where you look to your schedule and you book the time in as if it's an important appointment, because it is important. So just as much weight as you would put the dentist or the doctors down in your schedule, do that for a junk journaling session. And realize that junk journaling is made up of just scraps from your life, scraps from your everyday things that you would otherwise throw away. And you could use the materials that are coming through your door, junk mail, old envelopes, papers, packaging and gift wrap, things that you find, and you will be able to create things from nothing. And that wonderful feeling of, that lovely feeling of when you look down and you've created something from literally nothing at very low cost, and fill your world with the joy, the happiness that is that creative spirit coming through and allowing your creative mind to take over the task and build something really wonderful before your very eyes. And then you are able to add that to a journal or keep it as a keepsake. Either way, it's done in a very quick way for that gratification of feeling that you've achieved something and you've done it well. And often those things can be memory anchors. You remember what you were doing that day because you were quiet in your mind. It allowed you to think through problems. You solved those problems as you solved the task of creating something from nothing. And that is the essence of junk journaling. There's wonderful videos that I've made for you over on the Treasured Page YouTube channel where you can follow along and gain lots of inspiration of how to make journals, how to make ephemera that you'll hear as one of the words, the buzzwords from junk journaling, which is using paper from our lives or creating our own special papers. So ephemera could be a postcard, it could be a stamp, it could be a map or a one-time use piece of paper such as a flyer or a leaflet, a poster. And we can recreate our own and add these to journals. It's quite fun making something flat and trying to put that into a journal, but to tell a story of your life and how you are feeling at the time as you move through the different phases and the different chapters of your world and your life. And I think that those things are going to help you whatever you're going through and whatever you have thrown at you, and whether you are having a joyous, wonderful time and loving life at the moment, you might want to document all your adventures and those happy times for future finders and seekers. And if you are struggling at any point and you do need to have a reflective, quiet time, or you would like to note down special memories that you simply do not want to forget, then I think you'll find that this podcast is helpful in that. It's helpful to clear a space for you and to try and work out a nice schedule for yourself where you can come and be quiet, play with paper, play with fabric, and explore all the different types of creative handy craft that you may have delved into in the past. And sometimes we don't want to do the big project. If you're a sewer, or you've done quilting, or you've done bead making, jewellery, if you've painted, if you've sketched, all of those things you might want to bring to a journal on a smaller scale, so you've still got that joy, you're still using those skills. Maybe they're forgotten skills and you bring them to the forefront, and you're able to then play and enjoy and put down, capture little moments in a creative way. It doesn't always have to be about writing a journal. It can be a duty, another obligation that we simply don't need. We don't want to keep writing reams of text about what we did. We might just want to have these memory anchors that we put on a page, and then one word to describe what it is and what it was all about. And that's enough to jog the memory. And that's all we need to be doing. So we're having fun. This is all about relaxing. It's about making time for yourself, and it's about being quiet in your mind, shutting the world away, shutting everything out so you can slow down. And it doesn't mean not being productive. It doesn't mean going at a snail's pace. It means calm. It means centered. It means slowing of the mind so that you can feel the feelings, you can experience the creativity, and you can pour that out onto a page or a collage, or create a book tag, repurposed envelope, or a flip in a book, something that you can look back on in the future and think, gosh, I made that was really clever. Something that's built up over time, and then at the end of the year you're left with these wonderful pieces of artwork, and you can't really understand how you got there, but little by little by little you can achieve great things. And if you do that daily in your life, or even if you just dedicate 2 or 3 times a week, you'll soon have something to be really, really proud of. And it will also show you that if you chip away at something, you'll get there in the end. And that could be anything in your life outside of your craft area. So that's what we're going to be discussing and talking about in this series of the Junk Journaling podcast for the Treasured Page. And I hope that you would love to come and listen along and see how you can apply yourself in perhaps a different way to journaling than you may have known. It's not all about diary keeping. It's not all about schedules and what you're doing. It's about nurturing your creative side and looking after you and looking after your soul and feeding that creativity with all the wonderful things that you can get your hands on, all the different papers and things, but at low cost. Free stuff that you can find, junk finds and jumble sale finds, charity shop, thrift shop, all those sort of things that you may have seen, but mainly it's your own life clutter and clutter of those that are in your life. And if you can turn that into a piece of art or a creative something that is absolutely amazing that you would like to display either in a book or on the wall, or gift idea, then that is junk journaling, and you will be happily, merrily getting on with it and looking for all the things in your home that you could repurpose in a different way. And you'll start looking at life in a different way. You'll start looking for how you can make things better, because you'll be looking at rubbish and you're looking at the trash, and then all of a sudden you'll be thinking, oh, but if I just paint that white and stick some flowers on it, it's a marvellous book tag. Whereas before it was just the corner flap of a ready meal. So there we go. That is junk journaling, and it's just the joy that it brings every day to have a little play with paper and glue, scissors and some embellishments. And it is simple, and it is a joyous moment when you look down and you've realised you've created something that you really are pleased about, and something that means something to you. If you're changing it into a vintage style or a different topic, something that you want to have in your journal, because you are experiencing something at the moment. You quite like the style of Japanese, or you want to bring in some different textures from India, patternings and beautiful colours and vibrant oranges and pinks and wonderful colour into your life. Or maybe you'd like to go dark and grungy, mysterious and medieval. Who knows where your story might lead you, where your imagination will take you, but that's part of the fun of it, isn't it? So do go and have a look at the Treasured Page YouTube channel, and you will be able to see much more of what I get up to over there. And if you would like to follow along with this podcast series, I'd be happy to have you as we clear up the craft room and enjoy experiencing the wonder of junk journaling. So thank you, everybody. And above everything else, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye-bye now.